Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursday. It is Thursday, November 12th, 2020. And this is What You Need to Know. Welcome to What You Need to Know with my Thursday partner in crime, George Wallace.
Good
And
morning.
good morning, George Wallace. Morning somewhere. I know it's just like 5 o'clock somewhere. It's morning somewhere. You're right, George.
Exactly.
Uh,
Amen.
and and our very special guest today is our friend President Rasheeda Liberty, the president, international president of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Happy Founders Day, Madam President.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. 98
How
years.
98, and you don't look a day over 25. I swear, that's good living amongst you Sigma Gamma
Yes.
Rho women, huh?
And she
Absolutely.
and she lucked out with the name Liberty. You know that's really big. Liberty. That's
Oh, yeah.
freedom right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I always say it belongs to a great man that gave it to me.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is so great. So now, as we celebrate, as you observe the 98th anniversary of Sigma Gamma Rho, and you are going to be ushering in the 100th anniversary of Sigma Gamma Rho as well. You came in as president this year.
That's right. I'm only 90 days, a little over 90 days in office, and I will be the Centennial Grand Basilisk for 2022.
Nice, nice. So what goes on? What are the conversations like? What are the plans, especially in this age of coronavirus,
Yeah.
and assuming that things are going to be better, that they will have changed by 2022 with the 100th anniversary.
Yeah, we are definitely leaning on faith that we are
Yeah.
going to go forward and we're going to light up the city of Indianapolis as well as the world. All of our business partners are going to turn their buildings gold. If we have to go to a virtual environment, we're resilient women. We can do that. But we are really planning on showing up and showing out in Indianapolis, Indiana.
That is so cool. Well, congratulations also on the work that you all did during this election that some folks may have heard about. And you were as involved as any of the historically Black sororities and fraternities in getting the vote out. How do you feel about the way things went?
I am ecstatic. Number one, I'm ecstatic because women of color really made a difference in this election. And
Yeah,
we know that as a collective of the 13 women's organizations, including our sororities, we have a span of 5 million. And
yeah,
we were able to make an impact with that 5 million. We know we did it in Philly. We know we did it in Detroit. We
yeah.
know we did it in the ATL. And we
Yeah.
did it in Milwaukee.
And in Milwaukee, absolutely. Those states were big, and obviously, a lot of folks are just standing up and knowing that what a great part Black women especially played in all of this. But there's still work to go. There's still more work to do
Woo.
over the next couple of months, right?
Yeah, I always say the now what? Now what? We need to form our agenda, and our agenda has to be about our business. And so we are actively working on that with some assistance and guidance to the Biden Harris campaign. Now, the elects, making sure that they do hear our voice and that we hold them accountable to the things that we need done for our communities.
Yeah. So how about Saturday? Where were you at George? Where were you, President Liberty, when the news came about the projection of Joe Biden as the winner of the election and the history that's been made with Vice President-elect Harris?
I'll let George go. I'm interested to hear. I got some news on where I
Well, let me
was.
tell you, I was in Atlanta and I was so elated. I was just so excited. But my head was going crazy. I'm going like Georgia coming through, and the numbers continue to grow as opposed to shrink. I thought maybe they might shrink when the votes came in, but they grew. Now we're up to 14,000. Now,
Right.
but my message right now, my head was going crazy. So it was going so crazy. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, don't I?
Yes.
But I'm moving to Atlanta because I've been here 8 months already, and I'm going to register tomorrow or tonight.
Oh,
And
nice.
I'll be able to register until December 7th. And I want everybody else to know because I'm getting a vote in for those two senators. Now, what I want everybody around America to know that is you're not finished voting either. You can
Right.
still vote if you live in Milwaukee. You can vote if you live in Los Angeles. You can vote if you know everywhere else. You can still vote in Atlanta by your support. We need those $5. That's a vote. If everybody sends in $5, It's going to be amazing because the Republicans are already here. Marco Polo, what's that boy name from Florida? Marco Polo, from Florida. He's already here. And Scott, his name was the senator, other senator from
Rick Scott from Florida, I believe.
Yeah, Scott. His name is but they're here. But you can be here in Georgia too. Send your money in. I think it's Georgia Senate.gov. Establish also fairfight.gov. Stacey Abrams, oh my God, black women, all they did it. You did it, and we're gonna do it again. But we need your vote. We need you to be there. Everybody that voted last Tuesday, you have to vote again. Everybody that didn't vote last Tuesday, you have to vote. And all of those 19% black men that voted for Trump, you need to change your mind and come back and vote.
Talk to your friend, the former state representative, won't you?
I can't hear. I can't hear you. My computer is screwing up right now.
I'm sure it is. George, one of the other things that I want to add to that is that a friend of ours, Dr. Mark, sent me some information, and there are 23,000 young men and women who will be 18 by January 5th.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
And there's still time for them to register to vote.
Yes, exactly, President Liberty. And so you have until December 7th, that's the registration deadline, to register to vote. And the runoff election is January 5th. The conclusion of the election period is January 5th. So with that in mind, President
But I
Liberty,
want you to know, Sybil, I want you to know one thing, Dr. Liberty. It's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be tougher than we think. That's why we have got to get out there. It's going to be tough. Republicans are going to put money into Georgia like you never believe. Yeah. Because let me say this too. Everybody listening from America, when you donate your money, you're not voting for Georgia, You're voting for you. You're voting for you. If we get these two senators in, that means everything we need, climate control, Washington, D.C. can become a state, and if Washington, D.C. can become a state, that's 4 extra seats. Then if we can get Puerto Rico in, that'll be 6 extra seats. And we need all of the help we can get. We can do the police brutality, systemic racism, so many things you need that these two senators can get across. I could talk about that all day, and I want it to happen. I want it to happen so that's why I'm moving here. I'm donating money. I don't know what I'm going to do because I haven't left the house. There's a lock on my door. From the other side, I can't get out. But I got to help in some way. I know money-wise it's going to go in. But you know what, Sybil? You was talking about what you can do in Atlanta. You're doing it tonight.
That's right.
You're already doing it, Sybil. You're doing it.
We try.
No, you're doing it. Now you do a good job. Every night you're here. You're reaching thousands of people, and you can do that sitting in a chair in a voting booth in the registration hall in Atlanta.
I know, George, but I come from the Tom Joyner School, and so I want to be there.
You want to be there,
in the space to help register people, to get people out there, and to know all the ins and outs of this, because as you pointed out, all of the folks that are coming in from one party, and they're already, you saw them, and it's going to continue like this, as you know. And so it's going to be an awesome opportunity for people to see civic engagement as well as political practice in the state of Georgia, and how we can all be a part of it.
No. Something happened to you, Sybil. Something has happened to you. You haven't been anywhere. Now you're excited. Now she wants to go to Atlanta. I don't know where. She's up and she's going, I need to go to Atlanta. I need to get there. I need to do something.
Yeah, I feel that. I really do. I love the idea of what you all were able to do in that state. What Stacey Abrams has done, 800,000, and that's probably not even all of the number.
Exactly.
That's right. We really focused on the 22,000 voters across the battleground states to actually turn the vote. We do love the work of Miss Stacey Abrams. I think she's an awesome woman, and our sorority actually put a campaign in place just to give her kudos and support for the work she's done. And to not only do that, I think what Mr. Wallace said is send that money, right? Because at the end of the day, we know that as an organization, we're going to have to make sure that we get the voters out there, and not only get the vote out there, they have to be educated in why it's so important.
Yeah.
Why is it important? And then not only that, they have to go vote.
Exactly.
They
You
actually
gotta go
have to
vote.
make that happen.
You can mail in
They
the
need to
vote
be
too.
registered.
You can mail in the vote too.
Yeah,
sure
you can mail in your vote. You can mail in your vote, and we see how that's going right now in the country. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful about that as well. But we need to make a statement no matter what, and have a plan of action for our communities. And that's really what Sybil Wilkes did this election season, to really bring forward that the Divine Nine is powerful.
Yeah, truly.
But how we mobilize our organization to make an impact and remembering those foundational principles that were set up by our founders, this is what it's all about.
So talk about the foundational principles that the founders set up 98 years ago. Can you give us a little bit of idea and background on Sigma Gamma Rho in that respect?
We were
She wasn't here 98 years ago.
Yes, I was. Yes, I
was. I told you she's the best looking 25-year-old.
No, we were founded by 7 educators on the campus of Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's what makes us unique as a sisterhood, because all of the other sororities were founded on predominantly African American or HBCU campuses, but we were founded in predominantly white campus right down the steps of the Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard in Indianapolis. So they made a decision, those 7 educators on that campus, and said, we need to form something special for that would deliver principled leadership. Number 1, social action agenda. We were coming on the heels of voter suppression. We fought for the right to vote in the 20s, but guess what? We didn't get it for 45 more years. But we were part of making sure others got it. We also stand for committed service. So I can go on and on about the number of service projects specifically for our community, but more than most, I would say we are delivering unmatched sisterhood. So it's about a network of sisters coming together. You meet a Sigma Gamma Rho, you know you met a true sister. We don't forget one another. We don't forget one another.
Yeah, that's powerful. That there is power in the sisterhood, and having had contact with you all over this past year and seeing the great work that you all have done, it's inspiring, and it really does compel one to get out there and to do more and do as much as we possibly can do. Where were you Saturday when the announcement was made?
So believe it or not, we were on a centennial planning call for 2020.
That's me. I'm sorry.
Okay, you should eat before we do this show. Just saying. you should put something on your stomach.
If I could do it that good, I would do it every night. That was really good.
We were definitely on a planning call to really get our 2022 together. And stretching, what made it so unique is that everyone on the call said, we will never forget this moment, because we stretched from East Coast to West Coast, from California all the way to New York. Sorority members were on that call, and we said, we got it. And they posted it, and it was, everybody went off mic, hallelujah, glory, glory, right? We really believe that the people who are now in office really stand for the things that are important to us. And so we want to make sure that we continue to support them in that. We were prepared for whatever the outcome, but we know that this outcome, we're a little more prepared to align with.
Wow.
I think that this outcome, that we not only get the everybody that was voted in, excuse my language, but we got to stay on their ass. We got to hold them accountable, and we got to make things happen. Joe Biden seems to be like, he owes a lot to Black people. And I was telling her that don't worry, we're not going to let you forget.
Oh, yeah. I know somebody wrote down the time and exactly what he was wearing and what time, what day, when he said he was going to forgive those student loans. When he said he was going to forgive. See, that's important. That's important for my millennials coming up through my organization. They need to get, and some of us still paying student loans, right? So that is important. We heard you, and we're going to hold you accountable to that. That would help the debt structure. That would help it during coronavirus. Get rid of those
dumbass. My dumbass went and paid my student loan off. Now he go.
Now you want a rebate. You need to get a rebate.
Oh, there you go. See, you be thinking. Well, that is so good. So good. So yeah, we're gonna hold them accountable, and I think we're gonna get a lot done. Just simple things like, with the local people, chokehold. That's number one. That's got to go. He already said that. Little things like that, I'm proud of.
That's a part of that bill that
22.
was passed by the House, right? That now fits on the desk of Mitch McConnell.
And he's
that,
not passing it. Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's so important to have those 2 votes, those 2 seats in Georgia come in. And so because then you'll be set at 50 apiece, right? And the vice president will come in and break the tie.
Police brutality piece and the chokeholds and just making sure that people of color are protected in custody is very important and foundational for us in Sigma Gamma Rho, because Sandra Bland was our sorority sister. Right. So we would continue to say her name. And from that point on, it hit us like a ton of bricks. But we now know that we have to be at the forefront to protect our Black women who are in custody and make sure that they're handled right. And then we fast forward to the year 2020. Here we come with Breonna Taylor.
Exactly. And all of the women there of Sigma Gamma Rho standing up and saying their names. That's really powerful.
Say her name. That's
really right. That's right. Michael Stallworth, our friend Michael Stallworth, says that Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff need 28% of the white Georgians in addition to the Black turnout to equal the 2020 presidential race turnout.
Is that what he said? Only 28%? Because I said 30. I said 33. That's amazing. I think we can get them. I think we can get them because the young white kids understand what's going on here, and they're coming out. As you notice, some cities Saturday night, Atlanta, I think I saw more white kids downtown than I did Black kids.
Oh, for sure.
They're out there, so we need them. We need their votes, and we need to go to those red counties and say hello. And ask them to vote to Ossoff or John Ossoff. So we need to do that, and Reverend Warnock, and it's something it's going to be tougher than we think. I feel it. Those Republicans are going to come out, and they're going to show their numbers.
Yeah. And show some color too. It is Charles B on Facebook said that I can quarantine with him and his dog while I'm in Atlanta, and he is COVID-19 free. Well, thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You go ahead and go. You go ahead and go. I wasn't free then,
because you know
it's all booed up.
George Wallace has not offered anything, so here we are.
I just gave you my house. I just gave you my house, and you weren't online.
Oh, you did?
Have my house in Stone Mountain.
Okay. All right. Thank you, George. I did not know that. Okay. Well, Charles, you come over to Stone Mountain.
He can't come in. I can't go in. I gave you my house. Listen to me. I gave you the house, but I can't come. I can't come in my own house if you're gonna quarantine.
Okay.
No, I don't see anybody. You know me.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So we were talking, ladies and gentlemen, about all of Georgia. And yesterday the news came down that the Secretary of State, this is our #1 story on the What You Need to Know newsletter today. The Secretary of State said the official recount will begin of the 5 million votes, and it will be done by hand.
Yes.
And they hope to have this done, all 159 counties, by the Georgia certification deadline of Friday, November 20th. That's a week from tomorrow.
How about that? Didn't I tell you I wanted to write a book about people in the South can do some stupid shit? Now, what different? Why would you recount? Let's say even if he wins, he still doesn't get 270. So it's just a waste of time.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a waste of time.
Well, there's a lot of variables here for Georgia, especially because they can't believe that Biden won. There's not been a Democratic.
I'm having a hard time believing it
since '92, right?
Right.
And so there's that. There is also the 2 Senate races, and if they did not take their time and really go through all of those ballots, the runoff with Perdue and Ossoff may not have happened. So there's so many things that are part of this that we need to give them their time, George. And if they can do it by hand and 5 million votes and have it come out to be even more than 14,000, okay.
It's a win.
Absolutely.
We'll win January 6th. That's when we're really going to rejoice again. Get those pots and pans out and bing, bang, bang, bang again. Because I'm telling you, if we get those 2 senators in, it's going to be a world. The world will be different. Climate control, everything that the Democrats want to get done. We don't want this to be a socialist country, but we just want to take care of our people.
Right.
That's right. Take care of the
That's
people.
right. Just the way they do amongst the sororities like Sigma Gamma Rho, and taking care of
Exactly.
the people and doing good things, and that's really what and that's really what we want to pass on to our children as well. You know, it is. Let me ask you this, President Liberty. What about this year in terms of of inviting young women to be a part of your sorority? How difficult is it to pledge in the age of coronavirus? Does it exist at all, or are you just waiting till next year?
We are actually having intake, and believe it or not, because of
Really?
the COVID environment, it has made people want to go more towards sisterhood and community.
Nice.
And so we have seen our numbers soar as a result. Of course, we can't
Mm.
do as much in person, but we have creatively purchased systems to make it easy for our candidates to join us. So if you're interested in becoming a member of Sigma Gamma Rho, we have a way to get that done. And we just are ingenious in how we have figured it out. Our international headquarters, as well as our national vice president, Marika Harris, they have done a great job of really figuring that out. So we are having a record number of
And
intake.
and
Right.
if people do want to join the sorority, how would they do that?
We tell them to visit our national website at sgro1922.org, sgrho1922.org. We do get a lot of contacts through our social media platforms, so Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Inc. And of course, there is always a local chapter because we do span worldwide.
Well, I'm going to call in. I'm going to call in and see, can I become a member? I got it. I wrote it down. Because they got money. I know you got money because look at all those beautiful flowers coordinated with what you're wearing in the background. Somebody making some money up in there.
Yeah, my doorbell today had, my house is full. This is just a sample.
Nice.
Our members have been gracious. Our regions, I had to shout out the Central region, the Northeastern region, and the men of Kappa Alpha Psi, brother Ruben Shelton,
Yes.
Grant Polmark. He took care of me today along with his international headquarters. So it has just been phenomenal. There's a lot of yellow roses through this house today.
That's awesome. I was just joking, but people actually sent you that to celebrate with you. That's
yes.
God bless you.
This is our Super Bowl today. This is how we do it. We have a lot to celebrate. We've done great work. I mean, we are on the path to build 7 schools. We're sowing $1 million into our communities. We're doing 1 million hours of community service. Like, we're not just here about the stepping and strolling. We're here about the business of taking care of our community.
So building the schools here in the States?
We are actually building our schools globally. So on the continent of Africa, primarily, is where our schools will be.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. And we are refurbishing some schools that will allow us to, because there's a lot of rules and regulations around that, right? We are refurbishing those schools in honor of our founders who were educators, and making sure that we can do some sustainable projects like renaming libraries, putting in STEM labs. So foundationally, we're building schools, but we really are supporting the whole effort of education.
That is so wonderful.
So you rename libraries about some of your sisterhood people, or rename libraries. Because I want to rename sewage treatment centers like the Donald Trump treatment center, sewage and treatment center. I want to rename those.
And the restrooms will be named.
And how appropriate that our the yellow roses are there with you in Texas. That is so wonderful.
Yeah.
That is really great. That is great.
It's a sign of friendship.
But they are, yes, absolutely. One of my favorites, yellow roses there. And so in talking about the situation with the Republicans, the Trump administration and Republicans continuing to deny and fight the election results as Joe Biden and his transition team are moving forward with preparations to take over. And so the first crucial step of power is to formally acknowledge the election results. And yes, we do know that. But the Republicans are not making it easy for them. And so we are seeing from the Republicans very similar to what happened back in 2000 with the Bush-Gore election there, and the presidency determined by just a few thousand votes. Although, as we are finding now, the president-elect is now ahead by some 5 million votes, and
About
probably
that.
still going, as a number of states still have not been named. The final results have not come in a number of states. What are you all doing as Sisters of Sigma Gamma Rho, President Liberty, in terms of coronavirus and keeping people aware of what's going on there?
So we do have medical team on staff with our, not necessarily on staff, but medical volunteers. So a lot of our members are doctors in this field. And so they're able to provide a lot of education to our members to take to their communities. We're on a mode of serving safely. That means we don't want any of our members necessarily going out into the community doing what we traditionally have done, but we're doing a lot of virtual events and inviting people in. Like we have a partnership with USA Swimming. And so we're doing a swim clinic virtually in December with USA Swimming to teach young kids the importance of safety, not jumping in the pool and possibly dying, right? So we're doing that private, that particular effort. And then,
do you guys only teach women, or do you teach anybody that can't swim? Because I can't swim.
Oh, we will teach you how to swim. You want to learn how to swim with us?
I can't wait to see that.
I'm still scared. I can't swim. There's certain things I can't do, but I think it's a great thing to do.
You know what? When you learn how to swim, we're actually going to include you in our documentary that we're doing in Centennial. We're going to feature George Wallace, Learn How to Swim. Today you said it, November 12, 2020, that you wanted to learn how to swim. It's on. We're going to be contacting you through our swim.
I need to do that, okay?
Liaison. Her name is Scenario Jones, so she's going to make it happen. We're going to contact you.
And are you working with Olympic swimmers to make this happen?
Absolutely.
I remember that.
Yeah, we do have Olympian swimmers. One of our most notable is Maritza McClendon. She was the first woman of color to actually medal in the USA Olympics. So she is in the actual Olympics. So she is an Olympian, and we work with several Olympians. Colin Jones is a big supporter of us, huge supporter of us. And we fund the Make a Splash Foundation, and our partnership with USA Swimming is unique only to the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho to really help those underserved communities. You know, they took a lot of funding away.
Yes.
And we don't have community pools, and our can't afford this, and their mothers and their parents don't know how to swim. So there's teacher. So it's just a systemic issue, but this is one sport that can save your life. And so we want to teach our kids how to swim.
You know, George, my mom took a class when I was a kid at Chicago State University. It was called Swimming for Terrified Adults. And she learned long after I came along. And so that I think that there's room for you, and I would love to see you be a part of their swim program.
Yeah. I would love to learn to swim because I'm afraid of it. Obviously, when I grew up in Atlanta, we had 3 parks in the whole city of Atlanta for blacks, public pools.
That's right.
And that was mostly downtown Atlanta. Plus, that's why most black people don't swim. Plus, we don't like the water that they shot us with the water hose. We don't like that, and so we tended to stay away from. Well, we just never had the resources in our community. We didn't.
I hope you're able to flip it in your head so that you can be a part of that. I think that would be awesome.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
We're going to make it happen. You said it. We're going to make it happen. So I'm going to. You
guys better not laugh because I got man titties. So.
We may even give you a customized swim 1922 swimsuit.
I want to cover that up. I want to cover all that up.
Just a whole jumpsuit. You're going to have you scuba diving.
Oh, that's cool. It'll make me buoyant. Is that right? Buoyant?
Yeah.
So you won't sink. We'll take care of you. Okay. They will take care of you.
Because, you know, when I go on a cruise with Sybil, when I go on the Tom Jones Morning Show cruise, I'm always walking around with a life jacket. I don't give a damn if I'm at lunch. I got my life jacket on. Y'all be laughing at me if you want to. I'll be waving at you.
That's right. A life jacket, President Liberty, and floaties.
Now that water out there is a little scary, a little dark, a little murky.
Wait a second, you're right. You're right. You can swim all you want to, but you're out in the ocean. No need swimming.
There's nothing going to save you out there. All we can do is wave.
Right.
We love you.
We'll throw something out in George, a sandwich or something. I'm not sure, but so I was asking about what you all are doing in terms of coronavirus, because every day in the What You Need to Know newsletter, we do have a coronavirus update. And as everyone knows who reads the update and watching the news, the numbers have just gone through the roof. as a result of the change in seasons since the beginning of November. 1 million new confirmed cases in just the first 10 days of November.
Yeah.
It's prompted several governors to set curfews and require masks indoors while urging residents to voluntarily shelter in place. And this is as we're getting ready for the holidays.
That's
And
right.
a lot of conversation about what people are going to do. There you go, George. Mask up.
I'm wearing two masks now. Let me tell you guys, I'm afraid. I'm not like you guys. I'm really, really afraid. I even went to the doctor's office yesterday. And when I walked out in the waiting room, there were 5 people in the waiting room, and I said, "I got to go to the car. I can't stay in here."
That's right.
So I'm really concerned about this. I'm confused what's happening, and this second wave is higher than the first waves. I don't know what to do. I'm actually afraid.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that we were told to expect, though, right, President Liberty? They were telling us.
We were told to expect, and actually, I have been surprised because coronavirus knocked at our door in our home, and very, very traumatic situation, and she's still recovering. So it's one of those things where it doesn't really go away. It just doesn't go away. You may feel better, not be contagious, but you're still very tired. Still can have trouble breathing, so pulmonology has to be brought in. There are lifers, and we have had members, unfortunately, who have passed away. We've had members who have been survivors, and we have members who are what we consider long haulers. We had a member who lost 3 family members back to back within a couple of weeks. So there's also a mental health component to this, right?
Yeah, and that's something that we talk about with George every week. And not to make light of it, I mean, it really has had an effect on him and all of us, I think, in terms of the way this has affected us and our lives and our mental outlook.
That's right.
When you can't visit your family for Thanksgiving, when you can't go to church, when you can't go out to a restaurant to eat, when you can't travel like Sybil and I we could get on an airplane right now, but we can't do that. So you have completely changed in my life. I've been inside for 8 months in the same place, and I'm a little batty. So.
My 12-year-old son, when I had to send him to school on the first day, because we're down here in Texas, right? Wide open. They don't care, right? So I had to send him to school, and just the gut-wrenching punch I had in my stomach when I said, "Do you have your hand sanitizer? Do you have your mask?" That feeling and watching him go into that school with his mask on and that hand sanitizer, I'm like, we're not allowing him to eat school lunch. He's packing his lunch every day. He comes in, he has to shower immediately. Like, this is mentally I can imagine him telling his grandkids what this meant to his life as a boy.
We had stories at the beginning of the virus where people who were a part of the flu epidemic of 1918, who are still alive today, and talking about how that affected people, and that will be your son in years to come. Tell about how he lived and survived through this, and how his mama made him range off before he went to school, after he got home from school, and all that entailed. Absolutely. We were talking about Sandra Bland, but also the name of Breonna Taylor. This obviously is a name that will be. These are names that will be in our lives forever, in our minds and in our hearts. And speaking of the Breonna Taylor situation, the former police detective Brett Hankinson was one of the 3 detectives that came in that night, March 13th, and shot up Breonna Taylor's apartment, killing her. And this man, Brett Hankinson, has now been accused of willfully, intentionally, painfully, and violently sexually assaulting an attorney who was a law student at the time, after offering her a ride home from a bar in 2018. She was a law student at the University of Louisville when she met him on social media in 2017. They crossed paths in 2018 outside of a place called the Roof 10 Bar, where she also worked. And so they're alleging that while he was in full uniform, insisted on giving her a ride home, invited himself into his apartment, and she left him sleeping on her couch. And she said she was sexually assaulted by him while she slept in her room, and yelled for him to get off as she regained consciousness. So this is all coming out, as well as reports from other women. Saying that he has also done this to them, or they're alleging that he has done this to them as well. And so this is going to be just something else from this case that we're going to, and this is a case that has just so many tentacles. When you look at the Attorney General there, Daniel Cameron, and you look at the police there, and you look at the background of this particular policeman, it's more than unsettling. It really
And you
is.
look at the bill, one of the bills that day one that President Biden was signed, get rid of the no-knock policy. It is so stupid, no-knock policy, 2:00 in the morning. The people you're looking for, they're going to come out at 8:00 in the morning. Why you got to break in at 2:15 in the morning? Same people, they say, well, they might get rid of the drugs. So they win one. Win one. What the hell? What is the difference?
Yeah, I mean, George, you're making a joke, but it is so true. I mean, it is just so vitally honest of you in terms of you may have lost out on a drug bust, but also we could have saved lives.
We could have saved lives.
And that's the honest truth.
It's a lot of stupid things to do. We go back to Atlanta, the young man and I've said this before, the young man at the Wendy's. Now, he's running away. Why shoot him in the back? You got his car. He's coming tomorrow morning to pick up his car.
Right.
That's right.
So stupid. So why shoot him? And all these, there was a shooting this weekend. Somebody was running away, right? And the police shot somebody.
Yeah,
the city was that. Yeah. So
it's another case, George, of you just never know.
Police brutality.
As you're leaving out of your home every day, unfortunately.
But I think we can make that better with this law with Biden coming in, and we teach the police officers. Somebody said it's not training.
That's the key too, George, is just in terms of not only getting people who can work with the mentally unhealthy people, those that have mental health issues.
Yes.
And get them on the police department to go out there on those cases, like unfortunately what happened in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. But also to work with the police departments, as you say, in training.
You don't always have to kill people. First of all, they need to get rid of the targets. The targets are black. That's the first thing they need to get rid of, is the black targets, because they used to shoot at something black. But you take Mr. Wallace in Philadelphia. They knew he had a mental problem. Well, maybe they didn't get word, but if they knew he had a mental problem, and the guy has a knife. He has a knife. Okay, you got a knife. Can I back up if I got a gun? Can I jump over the car and shoot him in the knee? You don't have to kill everybody.
Yeah. I used to say that on the Joyner show all the time, and police would text in and tell us they're there to shoot to kill.
Yeah,
it's not to shoot to wound.
No,
and that is their reality. But you're right, George. In terms of this young man in Philadelphia, his mother was there trying to shield him from this, and they did not. And then the irony of all ironies, they already had somebody in social services and working in mental health care. She was off that day.
Well, what's wrong with just doing the right thing and stop thinking about it? Being a police officer, let's say you're a father, you got kids or whatever. Why take a life when you don't have to?
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
That's absolutely true.
And it's done every day.
President Liberty, I know that you are a woman of finance. Are you not?
Yes. I'm a professional.
Okay. So every day in our newsletter, we have a business and finance section. We have a young woman who just comes up with these great stories about what's going on in the business world, especially as it affects Black folks. And this is capital inequities greater than ever, and it lies with putting women and investors of color in the forefront. And this is where Keisha Cash's Impact America Fund 2, a $55 million venture capital fund, the largest amount ever raised by a Black solo female fund manager, and is poised to disrupt the traditionally vanilla-laced investor sector, she says. When the venture capitalists calling the shots start to diversify, so will the capital commitments, as you know, to founders of color who are shifting the business paradigm and building economically solvent companies. But this is called Keisha Cash's Impact America Fund 2, and it's a $55 million venture capital fund.
Wow, that's going to make a huge impact on businesses of color, right? Because if you have venture capitalists in the right spot, And this is definitely my wheelhouse right here professionally. When you put them in the spot, they're going to diversify those funds. So when people bring their business plans to them and they're seeking those out from people of color, they're going to be able, and we don't ask for enough sometimes when we're launching our business. Like, yeah, I need a little advertising. Yeah, I need a little campaign. And she will know, or that team will know, no, you need this bigger. You got to go worldwide. You're thinking about making an impact in your city. We're talking about making an impact in the globe and making it within. Right. So I think providing that guidance to those entrepreneurs is really going to make the difference. And there is a statement that says, if you don't have two things working for you, money in the market or real estate, you will be 60% more impoverished than your counterpart. So you either got to have money going in an investment world, or you better own real estate. If you are renting and you're not putting any money away in a 401k, a IRA, something, you will be more impoverished, and that goes to family. That's generational curse. Yes. That's a financial generational curse.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking. That's music to my ears. Absolutely.
And Yolanda, and how appropriate her last name. Her last name is Cash.
Let's get
I like that.
Going and send that to Keisha Cash.
They're expecting this to grow to 300 million by in the next year or so. Also, I think so. She's at 55 now and expecting it to grow. Now, does a venture capital?
So McKinsey forecasts impact investing to grow to more than 300 billion this year.
Oh, that's what it was, 300 billion.
Investments in capital venture firms are expected to grow to 300 billion this year. And social impact companies need fund managers like Keisha Cash, along with her team, who are ready to put capital, as President Liberty said, into more than just benchmarks on a spreadsheet. They are helping us think globally.
Yeah, I might need to get in contact with her. I might have a connection to make that money go further.
Okay.
Can you invest in them, or do they invest in you?
It can be either or. It's really what it is you're an exchange house.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the venture capitalist world, you're looking for heavy investors. If I say, hey, I got about $20,000 I want to put into this, and if I get money back, great. You're willing to invest there. And it may turn out, it may not. Right? It's a risk. But I work for Amazon, and I know that Jeff Bezos started with books in his garage.
Hold on.
Oh God!
You work for Amazon? Now I know where you got those damn flowers from. You got them from Amazon. Listen, how long have you been with Amazon? What a great place. I fell to invest in Amazon 10, 15 years ago. So just think, had I put $10,000 in Amazon 10 years ago, I wouldn't even be talking to y'all.
I understand that. Yeah, the business has done well. They have done very well.
And
we've got.
What always amazes me is how he and his former wife started in the garage. Right? Is that the story, that they started working in their garage?
Yeah, he had the idea. I think there was a statement made on Wall Street recently where he told his former boss, he said, hey, I got this great business idea. I think we're going to quit my job, and here's the plan. And the person said, I think you better keep your job. Don't worry about that business plan. He said, I made a decision then. I'm going to quit. And look at him today.
Look at him.
Look at him today.
Look at him today. So it's been great. And Amazon's been a great partner also with our Divine Nine organizations, and really saying that these people have an impact, right? And I am able to sit at that table, not only as a great business partner with them, making key decisions for the communities, but I'm able to sit at the table to represent the Divine Nine, and specifically Sigma Gamma Rho. So very excited to have that forefront, or have that opportunity platform.
And what is your job at Amazon? What is your title?
So I'm one of the senior finance. I am the senior finance leader that leads our talent acquisition. And I have the finance team globally. So I have about 12,000 roles that I'm responsible for in finance, specifically at Amazon. I'm the business partner to our CFO.
Well, eat my hat. You have really come on and impressed us today.
To being the 25th International Grand Ambassadors of Sybil Wilkes, so you know why my eyes are a little tired.
Okay, absolutely.
God bless you.
Let me ask you this, because I do this, because Amazon is my friend, as it is for most people.
Yes.
But also, when you can make donations to the Smile.
Smile, Amazon Smiles, our retail
Yeah.
program. Yeah.
And
So,
so, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sybil, you know about Smile?
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the greatest organizations, charities you can donate. I'm in the laughter business. So sometimes all of my charities, the charity fund, if you could give to the Smile Train, that is so important to have these kids put a beautiful smile back on their face. That is so awesome. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
So, George, this is the Smile Foundation that's a part of Amazon. And if you could tell us about that, President Liberty?
yeah, if you're a nonprofit organization, you can sign up for a Smile account and have your friends order whatever they order normally, and
Oh, it's different. I'm sorry.
percentage of what they order actually funds your charity. So Amazon Smile. Yep. Our National Education Fund is an Amazon Smile member.
Okay.
So that's how we fund a lot of scholarships for students.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
good
do it.
too.
I've been doing it for years for the Tom Joyner Foundation, and then I just it makes me feel better when I spend a ridiculous amount of money. That I know.
But you're giving it back in some way, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Can I ask you a stupid question? You being a member of Amazon in the company, how much more do you expect to grow? I'm just asking that because it's something I
can't speak for the company.
You can't do that. Okay.
No. My leveling is considered insider trading, so I can't give you any information.
That is insider trading. What I just asked you, isn't it?
It is. You're trying to
I
give me my
apologize, but is it? Is it? But is it?
And as nice as they treated Martha Stewart, I don't want to put President Liberty in
That's
there.
right. I wouldn't put my soror seeing me going to jail in my Sigma Gamma Rho shirt. That won't be cute at all.
Wow.
We stand for all these great things: principled leadership, unmatched sisterhood, community impact, and clank clank. No.
Hey, you're not gonna get in too much trouble. There's not too many people who got $4,300 per share to invest. So. Is it around $4,300 per share? Or something
No. It's still in the 3,000s. It's still.
That's the same thing.
Oh, no problem.
That's amazing.
Let me go call my broker. Will he take a check? I want to thank you so much. I'm so glad that we were able to have you on today and celebrate this wonderful anniversary. I hope that we will be together for next year as we go to 99 and to the 100th anniversary.
Yes, Sybil, we want you on the run with us. We definitely are always looking for that partnership. So what you need to know, it will be important for us. And so we will make sure to shout you out and love on you along the way as much as you do for us. So thank you so much for honoring Sigma Gamma Rho today on our Founders Day and allowing me to speak as a little bit as 25th International President, but also personally as Rasheeda Liberty. I represent you all today.
You were wonderful as always. We have always enjoyed having you since you became.
What a pleasant surprise she was today for me. When you come on, I don't have to talk. And I didn't talk much today. You were awesome. I want to thank you. Shut up, Sybil. But before you leave, you need to know one thing.
Yes, George.
I just want you to know one thing, okay? And I'll get back to you on that. You need to know I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
We're going to teach you how to swim. I haven't forgotten.
Okay, that's what I'm worried about. Okay, I do want to know how to swim.
Okay, we're going to make sure to get you that nice fitted suit, and we're not going to push you in the pool. We're in 1922, USA Swimming. We're ready to go.
I'm trying to make something happen. I'm not making something happen.
Oh, George, you having technical difficulties?
I'm having a technical difficulty. Watch this. I want to do this before you guys leave, okay? Something good is going to happen to you.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay, George.
Listen.
Trump is gone. Trump is gone. Trump is gone.
George,
Trump is gone.
I'm not sure how much longer YouTube is going to allow us to stay on with that.
It's only 10 seconds.
Okay.
But Trump is gone.
Yes, he is.
And George, we will play it again. We have it.
Trump is gone. Trump is gone. Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
Trump is gone.
And
Yes.
it was enough to turn your hair black. So I'm glad that everybody is happy today.
Looking good.
Thank
It
you
was
so
white
much.
this time last week, and I didn't know it was black underneath there.
President Liberty, thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
Founders
Thank
Day
you
to
so
all
much.
of the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and hope to have you on again soon.
Right.
George Wallace, George, we'll talk.
Trump is gone. Trump is gone. All night long, that's what I listen to.
Bye,
Trump is
George.
gone. I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
And we will see you all next Monday. We're back
I
here.
almost said I thought Huggy Lowdown was on. I almost said with your punk ass. That's what I know. I apologize.
You need a nap. Okay, George. Thank you so much as always. Thank you, President Liberty. We'll see you guys
so
on
much.
Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Please be safe.
That
And don't
was
forget,
really
register to
good.
vote if you need to.